So this trend has been on for a while and I'm quite loving it. We've done so many different variations. So today I had to film this for you guys. We're decorating a beautiful vintage cake, but giving it some twist with a little bit of different decorations as well. So of course I started out with my cake really nice, well chilled, and then went ahead and added all of my buttercream to the cake. I wanted to give it a nice, smooth, even finish, so I made sure that it is evenly coated and covered, and then scraped it all so that we get this clean looks which for the cake, which then made it ready for me to add in all my vintage details. So I used a shell border nozzle for the top of the cake to give it a nice and thick border. I wanted to give the border on the top as well as the bottom because that's the reference image that the client had shared with me, and I wanted to do it as close as possible. Once I'd added in a thicker shell border, I then went ahead and added all the vintage details. So when I'm doing this, sometimes I use a cookie cutter to help me mark out the shape. If not, sometimes I just freehand it. So I started out with my drop lines, and once I had the first drop line that I added in, I then went ahead with a simple smaller shell nozzle and added in a border all across the cake to start giving my vintage details. I used a little less pressure as compared to normal with this so that the border would be really nice and dainty, because this was just a half kg tall cake and I wanted it to look extremely delicate and pretty. Once the shell details were done, I went back to the original piping tip that I was using and then gave another drop line effect to this. Once I'd finished giving these drop line details is when the cake was actually coming together and looking like a really beautiful vintage theme cake. The girl who I made this for was turning 19 and she wanted florals added to it. So I am obsessed with hydrangeas and I'm currently growing them in my own garden. And yes, it's hydrangea season in India right now. So I actually plucked these out of my own garden. I also added some of the smaller baby pink flowers. I don't know what they are called, but we're growing them in our garden. So of course I had to go ahead and add these as well. So I wanted to use them as fillers between my bigger hydrangeas. And I added them all along the top of the cake as well as along the bottom side of the cake to fill it up and give it this beautiful vintage looking theme. Once all my flowers had been placed 360, I actually had prepped my bows beforehand. And let us know in the comments if you want us to do a video tutorial on how to make the cutest bow. But since we had these made pre-done and we wanted to add some more pink touch to the cake, I added in some of my bows to the cake and went along the entire side of the cake. Place them all around. And then of course the last step was to add in my candles, and that's the look of the cake. Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.